Ladies and gentlemen, the world of professional wrestling never stops, and welcome to another ridiculous report. John Cena is the undisputed WWE champion. He'll be facing R-Truth, of all people, this Saturday at Saturday night's main events. But a report from PW Insiders provided some insight on future plans for John Cena. A lot of fans wondering, is CM Punk and John Cena going to have a match? They had an epic encounter at Money in the Bank over a decade ago. Well, it's not happening at this year's Money in the Bank, but according to PW Insider's Mike Johnson, WWE is planning to have John Cena face CM Punk when the time is right, whenever that is. Some really unfortunate news. Jim Ross announced that he had colon cancer on social media earlier this week. He's a legendary broadcaster, currently works for AEW, but called my entire childhood while watching WWE. It was just electric with him and Jerry the King Lawler, my favorite duo of all time, but just really sad news. Hopefully it's a speedy recovery for Jim Ross, and all the best to him. Randy Orton challenged John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship at Backlash last weekend in St. Louis. R-Truth got involved in the match, and then a bunch of WWE security rushed the ring. Cena capitalized, hit Orton with a low blow, and then the title to the face to escape with the victory. According to WrestleVotes, Randy Orton and Nick Aldis are rumored to be having a match at SummerSlam this year. SummerSlam is 2 nights. It's going to be at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Orton has hit Aldis with several RKOs as of late, so it makes sense. And Aldis is a former NWA champion. He's only like 37 years old. I thought he was much older because with the suit, he looks so distinguished. He's not old at all. He could wrestle for 10 more years if he wanted to. So I'd love to see Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis at SummerSlam. We'll see if those rumors come true. Another rumor from WrestleVotes is that Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair will be squaring off at Evolution 2. WWE did the all-female pay-per-view, I believe, in 2018. The main event was Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey, but everybody remembers Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch from that PLE. Evolution 2 is rumored to be happening on July 12th in Atlanta, Georgia, and Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair would be a hell of a match on that show. They've had teases for it. They've had a couple interactions backstage, but now Charlotte Flair has something going on with Alexa Bliss on SmackDown, so we'll see. Cargill's lost a couple matches recently. She hasn't won a singles title in the company, but a rivalry against Charlotte Flair, and if Flair has truly turned the page and is willing to put Cargill over, that would be a huge victory for her at Evolution 2. But on the flip side, Charlotte Flair could just win that match as well. So, who knows? AEW star Will Ospreay will be facing Hangman Adam Page this Sunday at Double or Nothing 2025. But Ospreay keeps taking shots at WWE for some reason. He can't help himself. During a recent interview with Josh Martinez, Ospreay said that AEW smokes WWE in every aspect of professional wrestling. When it comes to in-ring work, he's stuck on this. When it comes to in-ring work, AEW smokes WWE. Sure, they may have more athletic matches, but again, I'm still hung up on the storylines. We need better storylines in AEW, so you can have all the great matches you want. If I don't care about the people involved, I'm not going to care about the match. I don't understand the disconnect. Our guys smoke them every single day of the week. They've got good guys like Gunther. They've got great guys like Orton. They've got good guys like Chad Gable. I respect all of them, but on our worst day, we smoke all of you guys. That's great. How come there aren't more people in attendance? How come there aren't more people at the shows if you smoke everyone? It's probably because you don't have any storylines that people care about. Kenny Omega the other day noted that WWE could have Mr. Beast versus Logan Paul in the main event of WrestleMania in a couple years, and I thought it was a ridiculous comment. He might be right at this rate, because a report from PW Insider suggests that Travis Scott, popular rapper Travis Scott, who interfered in the undisputed WWE Championship match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena at WrestleMania, ending the American Nightmare's 1-year-long title reign because of Travis Scott interfering with a dumbass hardcore title. Well, according to PW Insider, WWE is planning to have John Cena and Travis Scott have a tag team match, maybe even at Money in the Bank. That's where we're going with this shit. I'm not interested. If it leads to Cody Rhodes returning, great, but I don't care about Travis Scott. I'm more interested in The Rock. That's the alliance. That's the partnership, The Rock and John Cena, but The Rock's never on television anymore, and also we got Travis Scott teaming up with John Cena. A lot of people will care. I'm one of those people who don't. Some really positive news for AEW. One of their brightest stars, Willow Nightingale, has agreed to a multi-year contract extension with the company. As a former TBS champion and should be a future AEW women's champion, I am a huge fan of Willow Nightingale. You can't replicate her energy. She's just a bubbly personality. She's great in the ring. A huge fan of the signing for All Elite Wrestling. Last night on Raw, Rhea Ripley defeated Zoey Stark and Kairi Sane in a triple threat match to qualify for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match at the PLE on June 7th. Zoey Stark suffered an absolutely gruesome injury during this match. She went for a springboard dropkick, landed terribly, her leg bent in the complete wrong direction. Awful injury. Tommy Dreamer noted on Busted Open Radio that everybody in WWE did their jobs correctly, handled it the right way, and got Zoey Stark out of there. And also praised Rhea Ripley and Kairi Sane for going through with the match. That wasn't the match they laid out. They just had a on-the-fly call that, and Ripley got the win. A report that Zoey Stark was actually supposed to take the pinfall during that match last night, so that's just salt on top of the wound for her. But this is devastating for Zoey Stark. I'm also a fan of Zoey Stark. I think she is incredibly talented. She's not the best promo in the world, and I actually kind of like the pairing with her and Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville. I just hated the Pure Fusion Collective name, but Shayna Baszler's not in the company, and Sonya Deville's gone as well. So it's just Zoey Stark as a single star, and then she gets this devastating injury where that might be the last time we see her on WWE television, which is just awful. I hope that's not the case. Hope she rebounds. But she's already had major surgery on her knee before, and just that injury, the way that just looked devastating. That looked like if she is coming back, we're not going to see her for over a year. And at that point, what are they going to do with her? But just to end the show on a positive note, my favorite moment from last night's episode of Raw, which I thought was an entirely forgettable show, if I'm being honest. Just not a good episode of Raw. But my favorite moment was Roxanne Perez giving Dominik Mysterio chicken tenders and him eyeing her as she walked away. Because Liv Morgan's going to bring that up. Liv Morgan's going to have issues with Roxanne Perez. Could lead to Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio leaving the Judgment Day. It could lead to Roxanne Perez becoming Dominik Mysterio's new love interest, and that's just this character. He's a womanizer. I love that idea too. Finn Balor and Dominik Mysterio clearly have issues. He introduced Roxanne Perez to the Judgment Day. This is his doing. He laughed when Raquel Rodriguez said, well, I'm going to tell Liv Morgan about this. Finn Balor said, I can't wait, and laughed in her face. I've been waiting for the Judgment Day to break up for a while. I think it could lead to some excellent storylines following that. I want to see how they do it. If they have Liv Morgan and Dom still together, or Dom is this womanizer playboy that just he picks up Roxanne Perez, leaves Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan behind. That's just an absolutely hilarious character, and I hope that they go in that direction. But I love that moment. I think Roxanne Perez is going to be in WWE for the next 15 years and is going to have an epic career on the main roster, and it's starting off well. This is a good way to introduce her, get her some character work with the Judgment Day. It's great. And she also qualified for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match last night. So big things ahead for Roxanne Perez. I'm really excited to see how they develop this storyline when Liv Morgan returns. But that is it for this episode of The Ridiculous Report. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have not subscribed, please do so.